Zora had one more mission for us to decide. Basically, this is important to decide the fate of Monarch. So,
Hey, Captain. I need your help, and we ought to keep it hush-hush. You know about what happened here, right? The history of Amber Heights?
Fella came through Edgewater once, mentioned something to my dad about pirates wiping out a town. You mean this is the same place?
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a nearby rat nest. It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but it's similar. I bet it opens a door.
the Amber Heights gate?
Right. The access codes to Amber Heights. What gets me is, if this belonged to the pirates, that means they knew someone there. If someone gave them the gate code, all those deaths, Captain, all that blood is on their hands.
Okay, so why are we keeping this to ourselves?
Graham isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. The massacre hit him pretty hard. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end.
Okay, I don't get what's so important about this. Don't you have bigger problems?
I surely do, but it's not far, and if they died in there, they died with their munitions. We'll need them. Besides, if it's filled with valuables from the aristocrats who lived here, we can pawn them off on Sublight and get ourselves ahead on our food budget.
Okay. A random door code doesn't sound that useful.
I know it's a long shot, but if we miss something there, if you can get into that station, maybe we can get some answers.
All right. Go to the relay station, see if the code's useful. Anything else?
Just a warning. The area's infested with mantisaurs. I'd send some help, but we're, preparing for war.
Right, I'm on it.
Appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good too. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out who and string them up. Good luck. Watch out for the Taros. Welcome back. You find anything out there?
Nope. Okay, that starts sucker bait. Zora has asked you to investigate an old relay station that has been overrun by monsters. She hopes to find answers to the mystery of the Amber Heights massacre. Open the sealed door. Okay. This was that place we walked past, and Yoka said, all that's there is marauders. There's the Manta Queen. Not that one, Parvati. Well, I guess it's instantly killed.
Covering you. You're confirmed.
Where are you?
That's the last of them.
That's how it's done.
Oh, that was a mega. It doesn't look like a mega. It looks small. Like, it looked just like any other Mantisaur. Okay, let's explore this tiny little town. It was supposedly full of marauders. But Nyoka was wrong? Nothing over here. I have the right thing selected, I do. This isn't a gate, though. This is a door. I thought we got a gate key. That's it, right? UDL Communication Substation 204, Records Room, status sealed. Enter administration code. Yeah, they said gate? This isn't a gate. It's a sublight thug. We got Hemlock's eye patch. So why not just call this Hemlock instead of sublight thug? Sneak attack, 10% damage. Okay. We'll give that to Felix. Just because he... Or Ellie. They both fancy themselves to be pirates. There's a lot of Marauder stuff stored in here. There's a computer right there. Old data cartridge in here that we need for the quest.
Nicely done.
All right, maybe we can learn about Hemlock. UDL Communication Substation 204. Substation has been decommissioned following the closure of Work Order UDL 211. Communications functionality has been disabled. Logs and messages have been archived. Okay, Work Order 211, status 1. Tunnels are in, cables are laid. Devil's Peak is receiving, but we're waiting on signal confirmation from the outposts. The whole place stinks of sulfur. We should have brought masks. I'm sure I heard something in the caverns beneath the tower. Something's living there. Here's hoping we don't unsettle it, or else that place ain't gonna be safe for our cable guys. They're talking about the Mantiqueens. Mantisaurs. Number 2. Recording engineer Walkowitz. We've got signal from Amber Heights, Stellar Bay, and Cascadia. Still waiting on word from Bayside Terrace and Aurora Ridge. I ought to note that I was right about those caverns. They ain't safe. Some kind of, hell, I don't know, a big thing with claws. I ain't an animal scientist. Can't wait to get the hell off this rock. Was it the same person? Yeah, it was. Okay. Closure of Work Order UDL 211. It's been completed. This substation will now be disabled and closed off. It should be noted that the lead engineer, Franklin Walkowicz, has perished due to a workplace accident involving hostile wildlife in the Devil's Peak Caverns. It should be further noted that Mr. Walkowicz's complaints regarding the dangers of the Terra 1 wildlife have been redacted. Okay. Halcyon Referendum 207. Terra 1 Hazard Clause. We've already read this, haven't we? Yeah, we read this on a different terminal. I'm not rereading it. Manual log entry. Gonna die for this damn fool errand. I know it. He said Amber Heights was gonna have more bits than we can spend, but those suited morons up and spent it all for us. Books and vases and pretty shit. Can't eat fucking book. Look at us now. Of all the closets to coop up in and lick our wounds, we had to choose the one that's set to lock itself up. Feel like a marauder digging at the walls like this. We gotta get out before we starve. It ain't possible, but Nelson over there's trying to keep our spirits up, and I don't got the energy to fight him on it. Screw that Bryant fella. Eyes bigger than his fucking stomach. So they were hired by Grant. Which isn't that big a surprise, to be honest. Should have been obvious that Grant's the problem here. Let's go ahead and grab this cartridge, which I don't believe I can read. Yeah, I can't read it, but this is important to the fate of Monarch. So wait, did Hemlock eat the other guys? Because there's no corpses here, other than this. So he must have ate them and licked the floors clean, because there's also no blood. Well, let's head back to Zora.
Welcome back. You find anything out there?
I found a box of data cartridges.
Let's see. These are old. Looks like correspondences between the pirates. Some bits here, some there, some... Wait. This one's got the Amber Heights gate code on it, just like the one I found earlier. And here's a letter. Wait, this is from Graham. Oh, of all the... Captain. He gave them the gate codes.
Yeah. You couldn't tell that he was a POS by just having one conversation with him? He caused the attack?
Yeah. He did. He really did. I know he's got his head in the clouds, but I always believed there was a core of good there. What the hell happened to live and let live? Thank you for bringing this back, but I need some time. I gotta think. I'll let you know if I figure something out.
Okay.
Go take a walk, Captain. I'll find you once my head's on straight.
So we must progress with Radio Free Monarch and power up the tower before we can settle things between the Iconoclasts and MSI. There's a couple of other things you should probably do as well, which involves Sublight. I don't know if they're necessary to get the best ending, but they'll make it easier to get the best ending.